Another apology letter.
They just say, "Oh, you overpaid this amount. We're gonna send this." They don't say, "I'm sorry." They don't say, "I apologize." They don't say, "My bad."
We get the, "Hi, is Dion?" It's like, "Yes." Yeah, let's start with your social. Can we verify who you are first? What is this about? What does you want my social for? What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we will be reacting to Americans living abroad telling us why they would never come back to America.
Oh, man. I mean, everybody got things they don't like about certain things in life in general, so they're going to have reasons.
Right. So I think this is a good video choice by you guys because you all have been saying, "Move here." Love it.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. Right. We're super excited about this video, guys. But if you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys. All right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back. Because I don't have to worry about affording my health insurance. Because my kids can go outside and play without me having to worry because the crime rates are so much lower. Public transportation, 30+ vacation days a year. So much paternal leave. Because my son is now bilingual and working on becoming trilingual. Because I'll save $100,000 in my son's paid university tuition. Because I no longer have to worry about my own student loans. Because even though I live in the most religious state, I'm not shamed for being atheist. Because I can actually afford daycare. Because my kids don't have to worry about being unalived at school. And because my taxes actually go towards helping other families. Let me count the...
Okay.
That's all we need to watch.
That really is. I thought that could have been a whole video.
She commented on everything that's a concern of ours. All right. Okay.
And it was that pretty legit. Pretty legit.
Yeah.
I mean...
It was the taxes paying for other families.
Yes.
And not for this building and the roads
and the potholes.
Which I understand. I understand about the roads.
Yeah, we want clean roads. We want to drive on the...
Right, but it's actually helping families.
Families, like, that's different. Your money is going back into the community, real-time community, like, not just the buildings and stuff. Like, people who need to probably eat, you know, who can't afford certain things. So that's big. I would love that. You know what I'm saying?
Ways. I'll go ahead and start with this.
Gunfire?
In 2021 in the U.S., there were at least 149 incidents of gunfire on school grounds, resulting in 32 deaths and 94 injuries nationally. In Costa Rica, there were 0. Because here in Costa Rica, we love people more than guns. And overall, the Costa Rican people want to take care of one another. So although there's a small subset of people that argue over things like masks and vaccine mandate, it's not the norm to argue over things like that.
Yes,
public safety is super important here in Costa Rica.
That's good.
And speaking of taking care of one another, healthcare is a right here,
yes.
not a privilege.
And
if you want to choose to get private health insurance, it isn't completely unaffordable. And I don't want my child to think that the U.S. is the only country in the world like people from the U.S. usually do.
Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm an American living in Germany. And there are a lot of reasons that I don't ever want to leave, but at the top of that list is safety. As a woman, I feel safe, even if it's late at night and even if I'm by myself. Back in Texas, I always felt like I was like more on edge, always like looking behind my shoulder, making sure I knew all my surroundings. And here I just feel really safe. More importantly, though, my husband feels safe here. I've talked about this before, but my husband is a black man. And being a black man in America, being a black person in America, or a person of color, period, in America, the weight of that can be heavy.
Yes.
We're not worried about him getting pulled over by the police and becoming another statistic. And of course, Germany has its own issues with racism, but the peace of mind that we have here, that he has here, is everything. Also,
before you do that, so they have a different level of racism.
Yeah, everywhere has racism.
It has it everywhere, but it's different levels.
It's always going to be heightened in the United States. I mean, yes, it's always going to be heightened.
We haven't experienced other racisms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to go experience other racism?
No, it's just she said it's different. You gotta like okay. So I hear you get put over by a cop. You know what to you know what I'm saying?
It's a life or death.
Yeah, it's a life or death, and I don't want to make it sound like brutality or anything, but it's life or death. There it is. You hear?
So while watching this, the things that she was listening, and because her husband's a black man, I started kind of getting emotional.
I hear you. Yeah.
You know, because it's like you'll never understand.
Right.
You'll never understand.
Right. You won't. That's the facts.
On beer and fresh bread.
There's a lot of reasons, but I'll just give the simplest one. I'm extremely happy and comfortable where I am here in Germany.
Okay.
Facts. Okay.
Number one, affordable healthcare. God forbid something happens, or just living. Everything is affordable, if not free. Number two, violence. Gun violence in schools. Worrying about my family's safety. 3, deeper relationships. It's not so much about what you do, more about who you are.
Oh, love that.
Life. People really prioritize enjoying their life here, not so much about just getting ahead. 5, education. My daughter's going to be 4 this year. I don't need to start worrying about college tuition. Food. The quality is better, so we feel better. The culture. My daughter's in a trilingual school, which is pretty standard here. Family values. As a mother of a daughter and a daughter on the way, there is no doubt the family values are stronger here. This is what I want for my family, for sure. The consumer culture, it's really not the same. My kid will say, I have enough Barbies. Finally, the proximity to other cultures, countries, and traveling Europe.
So there are a lot of reasons why I would never want to go back to the United States, but the main reason has to do with Article 1 from the German Constitution, and that says that human dignity shall be inviolable. For anyone who doesn't know what inviolable means it is secure from violation. So what that actually means is that there are certain inalienable human rights that are the basis of every community. So with that being said, freedom of speech falls under that. In the United States, you see all sorts of people just going off on each other all the time, insulting each other, flicking each other off, showing each other the street finger in traffic all the time, and that kind of shit.
Traffic.
Really,
Did he say the street finger?
I mean,
Stick
what
fingers.
purpose does it really serve? Other than just making both parties even more angry than they already are. I mean, come on, people, get some therapy. The second one is I am very far away from all these crazy evangelical Christians. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't evangelical Christians here in Germany, but the thing is they're not like they are in the United States.
Knocking at the door.
Again, that's another video that I really wish I could green screen right now, because there's this gem of a human being that calls herself a Christian on here, when in reality she is just a steaming pile of hot shit. But you didn't hear it from me, ladies and gentlemen, because again, human dignity. Which is again why I have chosen not to splice all the videos together and then upload it, because again, I'm not trying to necessarily call anybody out and rip apart their own dignity. Another one is capitalism. Now, I'm not saying that Germany isn't a capitalistic country, because of course, I mean, just go to a mall, turn on the television. I mean, daily my mailbox is just stuffed full of ads. But
that's where they go?
The almighty dollar is not God here. Again, human dignity is so important. I posted another video yesterday about how 8 people died in a tornado at a candle factory because they were threatened with losing their jobs if they left. People died so candles could be made.
Yeah.
And all in all, I'm just happier here. I'm extremely comfortable here. I met the love of my life here. Why would I ever want to leave this place? Personally, I just think the United States is way overrated. It's not what a lot of Americans would want you to believe it is.
So I'm not really going to make a definitive statement and say why I will never go back, but I will tell you why I will stay away for the time being.
Had to clear that up. So I'm coming
back
back,
to
y'all.
Germany because I'm happier in Germany. Germany, all of it makes me happy. I'm happy here, which is in relative contrast to what a lot of other people on this app say. A lot of other expats in Germany will say things about the United States that they don't like, and that's why they left. And of course, you know, correlation is not causation, but I can start to glean that maybe you didn't like the United States and you thought you'd find happiness in Germany, which is your absolute right. You can absolutely do that. If you're seeking happiness, that's the best thing. But I left the United States because I had been stationed in Germany before, and I absolutely love Germany. Not because I don't like or cannot tolerate the United States. So I'm not going to say that I'm never going to go back. I'm just saying I'm staying away for now.
Healthcare.
Okay.
I've lived abroad now for, I think, going on 12 years. I lived in South Korea, Australia, Colombia, and now in Germany. And without a doubt, the number one reason I still live abroad is healthcare. I have several chronic health conditions, including asthma. And here in Germany, I get my inhalers, my albuterol, for free, which was like mind-blowing when that first happened, when I was living, I think, in Korea at the time. But yeah, I get my inhalers for free. As a master's student here, I paid €85 a month for comprehensive health insurance.
Wow.
And during that time, I also had an experimental ear surgery. I had a very severe ear issue, which is very rare. And yeah, I had an experimental surgery, and I got an apology letter from my health insurance apologizing that I had to pay €10 for staying an extra night in the hospital. €10. They apologized.
Apology letter?
Well, I have a long list of reasons why, but I'm going to mention just a few.
Apology letter.
They just say, oh, you overpaid this amount, we're going to send this. They don't say, I'm sorry. They don't say, I apologize. They don't say, my bad.
We get the, hi, is Dion? It's like, yes. Yeah, let's start with your social. Can we verify who you are first? I'm like, whoa, what is this about? What does she want my social for?
Right.
Click, like, an apology letter. Okay.
A few of the more important ones here. Number one, work-life balance. Instead of working 70 hours a week, now I work 35 to 40.
Less stress.
And this is considered a lot, especially for my profession as an English teacher. Number two, the relationships you have with other people, they're more based on qualities and characteristics of a person as opposed to status and what you do.
Status.
I'm sorry, let me pause. I think you're going to say healthcare next. Man, people get looked at badly for having such a bright personality.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Like, they think you trying to be over them or they trying to be better than somebody because you have a brightness inside you that you got to let shine. And they hate that. Like, some people really hate that. But out there, in other locations, as you can see, they judge you off of your characteristics, morals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Affordable healthcare. Hello. And number four, the lack of violence and extreme racism and all of those things. I mean, don't get me wrong, these things still exist here in Europe, but not to the extent that they do in the United States of America. And number four, the food.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
I no longer have to budget for my health. When something's wrong with my body or I have a concern, I don't have to wait until I can afford it. I just go get it checked immediately. When the doctor says, hey, I'd like you to have these tests done, or hey, I would like you to go see this specialist, I no longer have to say, and how much will that cost? I don't have to do that. I would like to have a baby eventually, and when I do eventually give birth, that's not going to wreck me financially. In the US, it's anywhere between $8,000 to $11,000 to give birth, sometimes after your deductible. Yeah. I mean, they're charging people to hold their own babies. Get out of here. In France, we do not live to work. We work to live. We have a 35-hour work week, and it's actually illegal for your boss to send you an email outside of working hours. My company gives me ticket resto, which is money that I can use every month for my meals or for my groceries, and it really adds up. I have 25 days vacation plus 11 RTT days, so that's 36 days total for time off, plus national holidays. And it is encouraged to take your vacation time. In fact, in the month of August, almost the whole country just fucks off to the south of France. Like, you will send an email to someone and your response will be, hey, out of office until September 1st, enjoy your summer. My cell phone bill is $15 a month and my Wi-Fi is $20 a month. Rent is so much cheaper here. I'm living in the dead center of Paris, and I pay the same right now as I did for my apartment outside of Boston in Malden. Landlords cannot say no to you just because you have a cat or a dog. They're not allowed to. There's nobody talk about that. It's fucking awesome. If you want to buy a home, interest rates are 1%. There's a program called CAF. It's for students. I never used it, but if you're a student, the government will give you money every month to help pay for your rent, between like $400 and $600, which is really
we get that here.
Food is actual food, and it's not filled with garbage. And as a result, there's not really an obesity pandemic here. There aren't really guns here, and we don't have school shootings or gang shootings. Because the drinking age is lower, most people start drinking at a young age, but like in a chill setting. So there's less alcohol-related deaths, and people don't drink to get wasted like we do in the US. Like, it's more civilized. I love being surrounded by people who are different than me. I'm learning new perspectives every single day, being humbled every single day, and it's just awesome to be in a completely different culture and actually surviving here. Plus, I can fly to other countries so easily and affordably, which is awesome. I couldn't do that in the US. I just love it here. I'm not going back.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Oh God, where to bloody start?
Oh,
Hi, U.S. American.
we started another video.
We already went into another video?
Should we just continue?
I guess. We could just keep going? Yeah, let's keep going.
Been for the last 3 years, and I actually get asked this question a lot, especially when I was in the States earlier this year. A lot of people ask me, will you ever move back? Short answer, absolutely fucking not. First, the healthcare here is incredibly cheap. I am not yet a permanent resident, so I don't qualify for the free healthcare. So I have to pay for healthcare through private insurance, and it costs me less than $1,000 a year for full coverage, including dental, no copays, nothing.
Whoa, no copays.
The second thing is the overall lifestyle here is so much healthier. The food is much better quality. People go out for walks every day, and people also prioritize their lives over their work. People here work to live. They don't live to work.
Second time we heard that.
It's a multi-ethnic country, and people tend to be a lot more tolerant of other cultures. I have more if you want to hear it.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
This goes without saying, and I'm sure many other foreigners or Americans especially have said the same thing, but safety. Both as a woman, as a parent, and as someone who has lots and lots of friends, and those friends have also children who are considered minorities. I don't fear for my life, I don't fear for my children's lives, and I don't fear for my friends and their children's lives. That's a huge one for me. Another one is, it is so much more family oriented here. Anywhere you go, anything you do, there's always something that is just family oriented. The workforce here is a lot better. The healthcare is way better. And the food.
We talk about our food a lot. I don't know what it's like out there.
Please tell me why you would never go back.
Okay, so not an American, I'm Canadian, but these are the reasons why I couldn't move back home. First off, no surprise, winter is a bitch. My mood is super dictated by the seasons, and I need sun to be happy. Basically means I get like 60 days of good happiness in Toronto. Next up is I would miss beaches way too much. Toronto obviously doesn't really have many beaches. This is like the closest thing, called Hammond's Point, and it's a place you can swim on the island. The water's a bit polluted. Some people swim in it. Personally, I have a no holes rule, so I only go up to it to my knees.
No holes.
10 days holiday. Canada and America, you get about 2 weeks holiday on average. In Australia, you get 4 weeks, which you can even get up to 5 weeks if you've been in a company long enough. So I'm sorry, Australia it is.
I hear you.
American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
I am an American living in Saudi Arabia, and I left America 20 years ago, and I haven't gone back once, not for a visit, and simple reason is that I haven't had a compelling reason to make me go back, because I would not voluntarily go back, ever.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Since being here in Turkey, the only thing that I've had to worry about is my education. And in America, that is a privilege to worry about college while you are in college. When I was living in New Jersey, I was worried about rent, groceries, working 2 part-time jobs, and other things that I should not have to worry about as a college student, taking a full-time load of classes. Like just yesterday, my roommate wasn't feeling well, and her professor picked her up and took her to the doctor, and then went to the pharmacy to get her medicine, and then read the label and translated it in English so she knows what she's taking. I feel like in America that really wouldn't happen. Like some professors really just don't really care.
No, it depends on your professors. My professors cared about me. I was a college student who actually got pregnant in college, who actually got married in college. My professors were at my children's birth. My professors were at my wedding. So, no.
Yeah, I think
it depends on the professors.
Yeah, I think some of these personal things that he's speaking about, how people are, I think we still have that out here as well. We have really good people, hands down. We have great hospitality, hands down. But you have areas where you don't. So, like how you was mentioning, like that's normal. We do have people that do things like that.
My professor actually rented our first home to us. Yeah. Our first home our second home, but our first house to us. So maybe it's our southern hospitality, but I don't agree with that word.
you passed your classes, let alone are you doing well physically. And I'm an Asian, so I have to come back at some point, but like I don't plan on living in America forever.
Responding to the stitch, if you were an American living abroad, that is me. Why would you never go back to the United States? I will put the original creator in the comments. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just do a speed round. Affordable healthcare. I literally went to the doctor the other day and only paid €7 for a doctor's appointment. And if I wasn't insured, this only would have cost me €20. In the US, with insurance, that would have cost me at least $30. I'm not afraid of my students pulling out a gun at the university where I work. Self-explanatory. The food. Sick days are not the same thing as vacation days. You're allowed to be sick. A full-time job here is 35 hours a week as opposed to 40 plus. You are not expected to answer work emails or do work after hours or on the weekends. The government offers financial assistance to decrease the amount of your rent if you make a low enough income. Tenants here have rights. I could break my lease and not face any financial consequences. Just in general, there's way more vacation days. Things like climate change are not up for debate. In general, people here are just way more sustainably conscious. For example, if you go to the grocery store, everybody's just expected to have their own bags, and if you don't have your own bag, then you have to pay for one. And finally, public transportation here is way more reliable, at least in Paris. So yeah, if I can help it, I'm never going back to the US.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Okay, no hate to this creator whatsoever. I'm actually going to answer this question in another stitch. I'll put that in the comments so you can find it. But I do quickly want to point out 3 different privileges that come along with this question. Number 1, huge reason why I'm able to live in France long term is because of my US American passport. So yeah, I don't want to go back to the US, but being from the US is a huge reason why I'm able to leave in the first place. Second point, there are a ton of people in the United States who are from the United States who have the US American passport who still are not able to leave, even if they want to. And my third and final point, there are a ton of people all around the world who are trying to get to the United States. Oftentimes they will be going through an excruciatingly long process in order to just make it there. Often that process never comes to fruition, and some people can't even apply in the first place. So I don't say all of this to prevent any critiques towards the US. There's a lot to critique. But I just want to make sure that I'm being mindful of the privileges that come along with being a US American citizen. Especially one that does not want to go back.
If you're an American
Hold on. I truly appreciate her saying the privileges.
Yeah, definitely.
Because although we're reacting to these videos and learning a lot about different countries,
right,
we get a lot of time in the comment section about America is so bad. You should be sad for being an American. No, America is actually, we're not the greatest country.
No.
There's a lot of bad in every country, but there are also a lot of good in every country as well. We have a lot that needs to change about America. I even said America one time, and it was like, no, you need to say the United States of America.
You're going too far with that. Yeah, they be tripping. Hey, look, again though, like I love America again because it's. I'm gonna say in this reference because if you're not ready for it, then you won't be able to, survive out here. Even though it is the land of the free, it's still the jungle, and I say that in a positive sense because it builds you up, bro. It literally builds you up. It preps you and it gets you prepared for a lifestyle that a lot of people can't come in and do. Yeah. Like they be like, oh, this water's too hot for me. I'm going to the other side. I don't know what y'all doing out here, but baby, look, y'all cooking something. For real though. So I really do appreciate where we are, and I love all the comments that they have about what they're going through. It sounds like a really just like luxury.
Yeah, it does sound
like a big luxury. I just enjoy where they are. But out here is the jungle, man. That's a luxury as well. You know what I'm saying? To know how to survive, to know how to grow, manage, to get through life. It teaches that.
Yeah, so imagine if we were from a country, a lot of times I forgot the different countries. We talk to so many people from different countries.
We do.
But imagine if we were in a country where we didn't have to fear anything. We didn't have to be guarded about anything. We freely let the neighbor who just moved in the street down the street have our kids for a weekend. Like imagine if we grew up that way and then we wanted to move to America, because like she said, a lot of people from different areas want to come to America. But what if we came from those countries and we came here and we're just so naive to the way of life here, and we let the neighbor down the street have our kids for a week, and our children will probably be traumatized because we don't know what type of person that person down the street
regardless of the luxury of it. But you're right though.
Right. So like you said, it's the jungle. Build me up.
Yeah, I'd rather be built up and be guarded than be unguarded and expect everything to be handed to me.
Flowers and
roses and everything is green and beautiful thing. Again, it really is. And I feel that one day I may just take my family into a country where we may just stay for 6 months to experience it.
Ooh.
And you know what I'm saying, just to enjoy the luxury of it, to see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to, you know what I'm saying, still appreciate where we are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we really do.
Yeah.
Please tell me why you would never go back.
Healthcare. I lived abroad now for, I think, going on 12 years. I lived in South.
And she may be the last one.
But
yeah, let's go with that. She's the last one. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, we have moved out of our hometown.
Yes, we did.
We have moved out of our home state.
We have survived.
We have survived. Maybe we'll move out of the country next.
Not to stay.
But we'll come back.
We're coming back. Like, tell me why you'll never come back. I'm coming back.
I'm coming back.
Yeah,
you know why?
What?
The number one reason?
Why?
Louisiana food.
Yeah,
I've heard y'all say that so many times, baby. There's nothing like Louisiana food. Yes, it may give you diabetes. Yes, it may give you high blood pressure. Yes, it may make you obese.
Oh, yeah.
But there's nothing like Louisiana food.
It's really not, man. And again, bro, it's like we lit, bro. Like, we really is. We have a lot of things that we do that's just like we're party animals. You feel me? We love to have fun. We love people. We love people. We love like the crowd, the masses of crowds that gets together. Though we may know in the back of our head we got that one lunatic out there. Yeah, somebody go get your little cousin. Make sure he don't do nothing crazy. We about to go out there and have fun. The barbecuing and everything. Like it's really lit out here. So
yeah. And we were talking to someone in the comment section that didn't understand why the alcohol limit was so high. But I didn't realize that it was so low in other countries. Just because the limit is low doesn't, we on camera. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, but I don't know. I mean, maybe to protect alcoholism.
Yeah, but then you gotta really think about it. That's so bright. Everything is so good. What is the needle in the haystack?
I don't know.
There's always a needle in the haystack. But hey.
Let's continue this conversation down in the comment section. Continue to be respectful, insightful, appreciative of your countries, know, because we love the patriotism that you all have.
Definitely comment down below where y'all coming from.
Yes.
Definitely, because I love to hear it.
We've had so many different countries, and we love it all. We're open-minded people, so we love learning about your countries. So, like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.